Hey, good Sunday morning, friends. It's Joe. Welcome to my scripture reflection for Sunday, November the 19th. Well, we are now heading into the week that precedes Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is this Thursday. Obviously, the challenge, I will call it, of Thanksgiving Day is to sincerely give thanks to God for all that He gives to us, all that we have, and be thankful in a very sincere and consistent way. I always like Thanksgiving. I always have taken my time to evaluate what I need to give thanks for, what I need to work on to be more thankful in my life. So I hope you will join me as we go through this week and look at the things that God gives us and be that much more thankful for them. So, with that in mind, I am going to ask you to quiet your minds and hearts as we prepare to hear today's gospel, which is from St. Matthew, chapter 25, verses 14 to 30. Jesus told his disciples this parable. A man going on a journey called in his servants and entrusted his possessions to them. To one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, to a third 1, to each according to his ability. Then he went away. Immediately the one who received the 5 talents went and traded with them, and he made another 5. Likewise, the one who received 2 made another 2. But the man who received 1 went off and dug a hole in the ground and buried his master's money. After a long time, the master of those servants came back and settled accounts with them. The one who had received 5 talents came forward, bringing the additional 5. He said, Master, you gave me 5 talents. See, I have made 5 more. His master said to him, Well done, my good and faithful servant. Since you were faithful in small matters, I will give you great responsibilities. Come share your master's joy. Then the one who had received 2 talents came forward and said, Master, you gave me 2 talents. See, I have made 2 more. His master said to him, Well done, my good and faithful servant. Since you were faithful in small matters, I will give you great responsibilities. Come share your master's joy. Then the one who had received the 1 talent came forward and said, Master, I knew you were a demanding person, harvesting where you did not plant, and gathering where you did not scatter. So out of fear I went off and buried your talent in the ground. Here it is back. His master said to him in reply, You wicked, lazy servant. So you knew that I harvest where I did not plant, and gather where I did not scatter. Should you not have put my money in the bank so that I could have gotten it back with interest on my return? Now then, take this talent from him and give it to the one with 10. For to everyone who has, more will be given, and he will grow rich. But from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away. And throw this useless servant into the darkness outside, where there will be wailing and grinding of teeth. If you think about any TV show or story where there is buried treasure, there always seems to be problems that go along with it. I actually remember the Munsters TV show where they found out that there was buried treasure in the backyard. And both Grandpa and Herman, scurried behind each other's backs to try to find this buried treasure and claim it for their own. There was always issues of who it belonged to. Greed came in, and that wasn't the only example. I can remember others, like I said, either reading about or watching TV, where buried treasure is always an issue. Therefore, I don't know if Jesus was thinking about the Munsters, but he certainly has a message for all of us in burying our own treasure. Now, treasure is a word that always implies, or should mostly implies, money, but money is not the only issue here. Of course, it is wise to not bury your money and to use it for good, and yes, to give some to worthy causes, as I try to do for animals in need around the world. However, this parable goes way beyond that, and the burying of our talents and our time is even more of an issue. And when we bury our talents and time by either not acknowledging that we have them or not using them for the good of God and ourselves, we are no different than Herman and Grandpa, but this time it's us and God who are at the contention point. We are showing greed to God for the talents that we have, and we should always put them out there and put them to use and appreciate that God has given us these beautiful talents. What are some of them? Well, as I said, it comes down to time and talent. Some of us have a more apt to being prayerful in our life. And those people should really spend that time in prayer because, yes, you are contributing towards peace on this earth. Not bury it. Use it. Use that focus that you have. Some of us don't have it as well. If you have a talent for photography, maybe you'd want to go to a local shelter and take great pictures of the animals that are there, and then they'd get adopted, and then they would be contributing towards God's kingdom. If you have a talent for cooking, maybe you want to cook, maybe vegan food, but maybe you want to cook for a worthy cause and provide it, and then they will make that much more financial donations towards whatever cause it is. And the list goes on, doesn't it? We all have talents and time within us, and the message here in this gospel is clear. Do not bury it, but bring it out each day and use it for the good of ourselves, and thereby we will be using it for the good of God's kingdom. Well, my friends, that's my message for you on this Sunday morning. As always, I hope it was helpful. I welcome your comments and your thoughts, and I always appreciate you being here with me. I'm going to just pause now for a moment or two of silent reflection, and then we'll end with a prayer. Most loving God, we thank you for the time and talents that you have provided to each one of us. You made us in your image. You made each of us unique. Let us respect and appreciate the time and talents of everyone that we interact with. Let us not bury ours, and let us encourage others not to bury theirs, but to use them for the good of this world that you created and all creation that inhabit it. Well, my friends, I wish you all a wonderful Sunday today, and I hope to see you back here tomorrow. Take care, everyone.